President Trump consumed Thursday morning's TV headlines with amusement. Reports of tumult in the administration were at a feverish pitch, even on his beloved Fox News, as the president reflected on the latest staff departures during an Oval Office conversation with Vice President Mike Pence and Chief of Staff John Kelly. With a laugh, Mr. Trump said, "Who's next? It's the very question that has the whole White House on edge." In recent weeks, the president's top economic advisor has resigned over a policy dispute. The Secretary of State he long clashed with was fired and a slew of top aides headed for the exits. An increasingly confident Mr. Trump is privately weighing still more changes, expressing frustration with certain advisors and sifting through possible replacements. Many close to Mr. Trump think more upheaval is coming soon. The president is moving toward replacing National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, but has not settled on exact timing or a successor, said four people with knowledge of White House deliberations. Kelly has also worn on the president, confidants of the president said. And Veterans Affairs Secretary David Shulkin, under fire for ethics violations, appears to be grasping to keep his job. So intense was the swirl of speculation about McMaster that White House spokeswoman Sarah Huckabee Sanders tried to tamp things down late Thursday by tweeting, "Just spoke to at Potus and Jen. McMaster, contrary to reports they have a good working relationship and there are no changes at the NSC." This account of the tensions in the White House is based on conversations with 10 officials inside the White House and familiar with West Wing deliberations, all of whom spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss internal matters. After more than 14 months in office, Mr. Trump is reshaping his administration, seeking people more likely to fall in line with his policies and tolerate his moods. The factionalism that defined the early days of his tenure has faded and he has lost some of the close aides who could manage his volatile impulses. To some, the White House is increasingly taking on the feel of a team of cheerleaders more than a team of rivals. While dismissing news reports of looming departures, Trump also appeared to signal more changes to come on Thursday, telling reporters, "There will always be change." Mr. Trump's administration has set records for turnover among senior administration aides. Top economic advisor Gary Cohn and communications director Hope Hicks are leaving the White House in coming weeks. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson was just unceremoniously ousted, on Twitter. And junior-level aides were particularly troubled by the abrupt exit of Mr. Trump's personal assistant John McEntee this week, who was removed from his job and escorted off White House grounds, then quickly handed a job on Mr. Trump's re-election campaign. In private conversations in recent weeks with aides and friends, Mr. Trump has reflected on his desire to reshape the administration. Though the drumbeat of the ongoing Russia probe has only grown louder, the president believes that his recent decisions on tariffs and North Korea have breathed new life into his administration, and he is eager to take more bold steps that make his own mark. He has told confidants he wants to rid himself of staffers who hold him back. Trump chafes at McMaster's demeanor, complaining that his aide lectures him, according to 3 current and former administration officials. Officials said McMaster has been sidelined in some internal discussions, with Kelly taking on a more active role in foreign policy decisions, because of the personal tensions. The president and McMaster have disagreed on a number of issues, including the Iran deal and the U.S. approach to North Korea, and the National Security Advisor has also clashed with Kelly and Defense Secretary James Mattis, according to the officials. McMaster, in turn, is not a natural fit for the scattershot policy-making process in the White House and dislikes the internal rivalries that so often divide the West Wing. He was the target of online attacks from the fringes of the right wing last summer, including for his alleged insufficient support of Israel. During an earlier round of Trump discontent with his national security advisor, there was White House talk of providing McMaster, a 3-star general, with a soft landing by giving him a 4th star along with a command in a priority area such as Afghanistan or Korea, according to a former senior administration official. Kelly has been credited with imposing order on the chaotic West Wing, but his relationship with Mr. Trump has come under strain too. Mr. Trump was said to be deeply irritated and to have considered firing Kelly over the negative publicity surrounding his handling of the controversy over ousted White House aide Rob Porter, who was accused of domestic abuse. The president also recently told an ally that he was still frustrated by an interview that Kelly gave to Fox News nearly 2 months ago in which he suggested that Trump had evolved in his thinking about the need for a wall on the Mexican border. At least one of Mr. Trump's generals, the collection of military advisors he used to boast about, remains largely in good standing. The president is said to remain pleased with Mattis, as the defense secretary rarely publicly disagrees with Mr. Trump and has succeeded in quietly working through any differences, according to 3 White House officials and outside advisors.